Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golfer, and today I'm going to give you my rundown of the best hybrids for 2018. Okay, so the hybrid, a really important golf club for me. I think it's an essential in my golf bag. I always carry a 19-degree hybrid. Easier to hit obviously than a 3-iron. I prefer them hitting them to fairway woods. I feel like they're more versatile. You can hit them out the rough, hit them off the fairway, hit them off the tee. You can chip them out of the trees. They are just fantastic golf clubs, which I think make the game a little bit easier. Not everyone likes them, so this video might not be for you, but let's have a look at some of the best models which are out there on the market for 2018. Starting off with the Titleist 818, an absolutely fantastic golf club. Titleist have really been on top of their game when it comes to hybrids, from the 915 to the 816 to the 818. They've just seemed to have got better and better with each iteration. It's no surprise to see that they're regularly one of the #1 hybrid brands on the PGA Tour. This is the H1 of the 818 range. There is a H2, which is a sort of slightly more compact, more sort of iron-like old school hybrid, but this is the H1, which I just think is a nice sort of mid-sized club. It's sort of halfway between a fairway wood and a hybrid, if you like, so you just got that little bit extra help. I don't feel like it's just going to sort of hook left on me. And one of the best things about this hybrid is the fact that you've got this sure-fit hosel CG, so you can maybe put a little bit more weight in the toe if you have a tendency to sort of flip the ball left. It's getting dialed in for a hybrid is a really good idea. And this has just been an absolutely fantastic club for me. It looks great, sounds and feels great, nice penetrating ball flight, been in my bag for a while. Okay, next up I've got the Ping G400. The entire Ping G400 range has been fantastic. The driver, the 3-wood and the hybrid, crossovers, irons. It's just been a really good sort of franchise for Ping, the G400 range. And I really like the hybrid. I've actually got a 22-degree sort of 4 hybrid here, because that's just what I got fitted into when I went to see Ping, but all the other models that I've got here are 19 degrees. But it's been quite interesting actually doing a little bit of launch monitor testing, that with this sort of 22-degree model I can actually get very close in terms of a carry number to all these 19-degree models, but we'll go into the numbers a little bit at the end. Sometimes just that slightly little bit more loft helps you launch the ball a little bit easier. You can actually get that distance. This Ping G400 hybrid is great, sits nice and flush to the ground. We've got their turbulator technology on there. It feels really good off the face. Really good shafts. Ping know what they're doing when it comes to hybrids, and there the G400 is fantastic. Okay, so next up I've got the Callaway Rogue 3 Hybrid. Sort of an interesting looking club, this actually. This is the one that probably looks the most different to any of these other models here. It's got a really pronounced toe. You can see there on the way it's designed, and that might put some people off because they're going to maybe fear that sort of one that they do catch out of the toe and that the sort of like hooks left on them a little bit. But again, like we've had with the fairway woods, they've actually introduced their jailbreak technology into these fairway woods. I'd say probably more so in the hybrids than in the fairway woods. I did actually notice a little bit of extra pop off the face. Out of all the models that I tested here, the Callaway Rogue just did manage to give me that little bit extra ball speed and a little bit extra carry. Again, well, I'll just go over some of the numbers a little bit at the end. Interesting looking club. It's not the most appealing club to look at. It almost looks like it's sort of like got a bit of offset on there. It just looks like a bit of a weapon really that's going to do some damage, but it sends the ball miles. Like I say, you can really feel that ball pinging off the face and you're going to get good numbers out of this. Okay, so next up I've got the Cobra F8, which I haven't got in my hands here, but you may remember from one of our previous videos I did a review on that hybrid, and it's a fantastic golf club. Looks amazing. Got the new technology for 2018 where we've got those rails on the sole, which just help that club glide through the turf a little bit more easily. Really good sound and feel, really good ball speed. Just the numbers were sort of up there with everything else, so that's a really good club for 2018 is the Cobra F8 hybrid. Okay, next up I've got the Mizuno Clk Hybrid, which I have to say, out of everything that I've hit here, this one took me by surprise actually, about actually how good it was. And it was similar to with their drivers this year, with the ST180 and the GT180. They were both fantastic. And this Clk Hybrid is actually absolutely fantastic. I don't think Mizuno have necessarily got a reputation or a heritage for making fantastic hybrids, but I was really impressed with this. Just from the off, when I took it out of the head cover, it looks absolutely fantastic, and the sound and feel is just it's the nicest sound and feel out of all the models that I tested here. We always talk about Mizuno and nothing feels like a Mizuno, in talking about their irons, and there's actually a little bit of that in this hybrid as well, which just produce numbers as good as anything. Looks great, sound and feel great, goes miles. Like I say, a really surprising club for me. If you're in the market for for a hybrid or two, I definitely think you should check out the Mizuno Clk. Okay, next something a little bit different for you. This is the BombTech Grenade Hybrid. Now you may remember we did a review of the BombTech Grenade driver a little while back, and they've also started producing hybrids. American company, very sort of unique compared to some of these models. These are almost like throwback clubs, you know, sort of glued on steel shaft. It's a very simple design on the sole and the crown. How do they perform? They perform really, really well. The numbers are absolutely fantastic. They absolutely ping off the face. They seem pretty forgiving to me. It's, you know, it doesn't seem like they've got the same sort of bells and whistles on this club of some of the other clubs that we've tested here. But from a performance point of view, I can't knock the BombTech Grenade at all. If you like the look of these clubs and you want something a little bit simple that's just no nonsense and going to send the ball miles, get on the BombTech website and you'll be able to find out how you can get them shipped over from America. But I was definitely impressed with these, so check them out. Okay, next up I've got the Rickson Hybrid. I have to say that this club is probably going to win an award for having the best head cover, and it's probably going to win an award for having the most shelf appeal. It just looks absolutely stunning. I really like the look of this golf club. It's really, really nice. I like the way that you've got the sort of black crown sort of blending into that silver face. Quite a compact style, maybe leaning more towards your better players, more like that sort of long iron replacement club rather than being more like a fairway wood design. But these work absolutely brilliantly, sound and feel really nice off the face, but those looks are just absolutely to die for. Like I say, we're going to touch on some of the numbers a little bit more at the end, but like I say, I was very impressed with this club, not just for how it looks, but from how it performs as well. It's a really good hybrid. Okay, next up I've got the Cleveland Launcher HB Hybrid. You'll probably have seen our sort of Launcher HB irons and driver reviews that we did a few months back, so it's nice to give the hybrids a hit as well. I was actually quite surprised by this club because, yeah, with the sort of Launcher HB irons and the driver, they're really aimed at the game improvement market, at being very easy to use, very forgiving. So yeah, it's actually a little bit smaller than what you'd expect from a game improvement club, which may put some people off, but it still works absolutely fantastically well. It's got a good sound and feel, good penetrating ball flight. We'll touch on the numbers in a bit, but it was just as good as anything else out there. Nice and easy to launch, and you know, they come in at a competitive price point as well. So if you're sort of price conscious, you want a club that's nice and easy to use, you know, maybe you're interested in the HB irons and you want to move up into the hybrids, then definitely check out the Cleveland Launcher HB. Okay, next up I've got the TaylorMade M4. Similar crown design, well, pretty much the same crown design which you see with their drivers and their fairway woods, that sort of silver and black. Speed pocket technology. Now this club, you know, I was just considering how good the 3-wood and the sort of driver is. I expected this to be, you know, maybe a little bit better than everything else, but it just wasn't really, which isn't saying anything bad because it's just as good as everything out there from a sort of ball speed and a distance point of view. It just didn't quite wow me, you know, sort of like the M4 driver and the M4 3-wood have. It's still a fantastic club. It's going to send the ball miles. I like the sound and feel of this club. Again, similar to the driver, it's got that really nice sort of like solid feel. Makes you feel like you're giving the ball a good whack. So if you're a TaylorMade fan and you've invested maybe in the M4 driver, I definitely think you should be checking out the hybrid as well. Okay, last but not least, we've got the Wilson Staff C300 Hybrid. I've been a big fan of the C300 range. The driver's excellent. The C300 forged irons in particular were superb. And this is the hybrid. It's an old school style hybrid. It's quite small, it's quite compact, more that sort of old Adams style from an appearance point of view. Works really nicely. The main thing I noted about this was I really like the ball flight. It's a nice penetrating ball flight, which is always good for me because I fear when I hit a hybrid that I'm going to get one that goes a little bit too spinny and goes a little bit too high for me. Quite like the maroon sort of finish on this club. It sets it apart from everything else, looks a little bit different. Got this power hole technology on there, which, visible technology can be a good thing. It can just maybe make you feel like the club's going to be doing a little bit more to help you, but from an aesthetic point of view, I think this club would have looked a lot nicer if that was just a clean finish on the crown, but that's just a personal preference. It's a really good performing hybrid. Okay, so just before I tell you which are my 3 favourites from these 10 hybrids here, just a little bit on the numbers. I've just sort of made a note of the numbers down here from a little bit of launch monitor testing, and the thing that struck me about this is, well, what do I want a sort of 3 hybrid to do? Well, I see it as my sort of 200-yard club, sort of carry 200 yards if you like, so carrying between sort of 195 and 200. And every single one of these hybrids is capable of doing that for me. For all these 19-degree hybrids, I could get the ball to carry 200 yards. I could get the ball speed around about 130 miles an hour. I don't ever really recall doing a test where the performance was just so tight from all the brands. There really wasn't any sort of standout model that sort of flew a few yards further, which is, it's kind of good to see, really. And I think it, good for the consumer to know that if anyone tries to tell you that there's a hybrid out there that goes 10-15 yards further than the next, I disagree with them, and I'll argue in the comment section below if anyone wants to pull me up on that. But I've found here that it's, performance-wise, ball speed-wise, they all, pretty much do the same job. So when it comes to picking one for you, I think I'd go, have a look at the head shape, which suits your eye. One that kind of sits nice how you want it to sit, one that makes you feel you can hit it like an iron, or one where maybe you can feel that you can sweep it off the deck a little bit more like a fairway would. There, to me, the things that are more important. And the real key thing with a hybrid is getting the right shaft. I've been for a hybrid shaft fitting. I got fitted into a new KBS hybrid shaft, and it worked absolute wonders for me. It really did. It brought my ball flight down a little bit. It just gave me that more penetrating flight, took a little bit of spin off, and to me, I felt like if I took that shaft and I could put it in any of these heads, and I'd be more than happy to take that club out onto the golf course. So it's very hard for me to pick 3 favourites for you from this list, but I have picked them out. I've gone for the Titleist 818 just because it's got that adjustability in there, and you think because it has got that in there, you think it maybe would sacrifice something from a ball speed or distance point of view, but it doesn't. It just goes just as far as everything else, and if it goes just as far as everything else, but you can then fine tune that flight with that SureFit CG, I think that makes this, an absolutely fantastic product, because you're not, often with adjustability there is a little bit of a trade-off, but I didn't feel like there was a trade-off here at all with this 818 hybrid from Titleist. Another one of my favourites of my top 3 would be the Ping G400, just because I love the Ping G400 range. Like I say, I use the driver and the 3-wood. They just work fantastically well. They're very consistent, they're very forgiving, very user-friendly. I just think the Ping G400 range is absolutely fantastic, so I'm going to go with that hybrid as well. And the other one I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for the Mizuno Clk, because I really enjoyed hitting this club. It suits my eye when I sit it down. It's a really good shape, it's a really good finish. It's really good fun to hit because it sounds and feels so good. Yeah, so I was really impressed with that. So they're my top 3, the Titleist, the Ping and the Mizuno. If you disagree with me, please post your comments in the comment section below. Tell us, ask any questions about any of these clubs you wanted more information about, SRPs or specs or shafts, anything at all. Please post them below and I will get back to you. But thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.